everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of Pop Culture Primas.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
I have a question for you.
Oh God, what?
Have you started decorating for Halloween yet?
No, Lincoln, I haven't.
I did already.
I know you probably did, and I feel like your shirt is like Halloween
It actually,
something.
well, kind of. It says Witchy Woman, but
Uh,
I mainly got it because Dennis and I went to a Eagles band tribute concert thing, and one
uh,
of their songs is titled Witchy Woman, so that's why I bought it. But yes, it could double as a Halloween shirt. But
have
yes,
you seen those giant skeletons at Home Depot?
yes, if it wasn't so windy here, I would invest in getting that thing. It is unbelievably windy here. Like, there's no way that would survive. Like, it would be in the park a
Okay,
mile away from my house.
I can see you investing in one of those one day.
I would. I really, really would, but it would not survive the wind here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lincoln keeps asking me, can we decorate my house for Halloween? And I said, of course, because he loves Halloween.
Yes.
Um, we had like a little staycation this week, so I took off like the weekend from work. And today we went to Renegade. It's an art fair here in Chicago, and everyone just thought he was just so cute. Like he had a mask on and everything, but they just were like mesmerized by my son. And every time they'd ask what his name was, he would go werewolf, and I was like, he's a werewolf today. I don't Halloween. Like I don't really know what to tell anybody at this point.
I am
Like
obsessed with him.
yeah, so he was a werewolf today. Um, weird, not weird thing. Have you ever seen a psychic or
Yeah.
like a tarot card reader?
Yes.
I have never.
Okay.
And we're leaving to go back to the car, and there's a woman sitting outside with like a little chair and like a little table. And walking past her, not really like paying attention to her, she said, "You have a lot of energy around you. Your aura has a lot of energy." And I was like,
As does
I don't know what
everyone.
that means.
But thank you.
But I literally said, I don't know what that means. And she's like, do you want to know more? And I was like, I see what you did there. And I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I have time. She's like, she said $25 for 2 questions. And I didn't even know what to ask her. I was just like, uh, like, does it all work out in the end or whatever? And she like went on this like long rant, which was very generic, I feel like. Where she's like, you have like a very kind and nurturing soul that you got from your mother. But things have been really hard for you since you were 15. And then when you were 20, you had like this big separation and like just like she was throwing like random ages out there. And I was like, I don't remember stuff happening at those ages, but cool. And then that was like the only question. So she only charged me $10 because I was just like staring at her the whole time because I didn't know how to receive that information because I feel like it wasn't clicking for me.
Yeah.
And she's like, but I can help you. Like you have a lot of energy blockage and I can help you with that. And I was like, okay.
Okay, first of all, everyone has energy blockage today. Every person, so it's not very far fetched to
Everyone.
say that. Okay, here's my thing with psychics and like people who read cards and stuff. I believe that there are people who can do that, who do like who have that intuition and stuff, especially with like cards. I feel like having cards read is, I don't know. I feel like they could tell more
Manipulate it.
because not manipulate it because those cards are being picked for a reason. You know what I mean? And they
Okay.
tell you the reasoning behind the card and what it could mean to you. Because the
Mm-hmm.
first time I saw a psychic, um, where did we go? I don't know. Like, for anyone that doesn't know, our other cousin Nathy, her and I went. I don't know the reason why we went or the whatever, but she's like, hey, there's this shop, you could go. They, sell necklaces and everything. Did you just spill on yourself? Don't choke.
I literally just dribble out of my mouth. Okay. Sorry.
But I had my cards read and it was pretty like some of the things that she was saying was super accurate. I'm like, hold on a second. I had literally just graduated high school. So this was like the beginning of summer, and she's reading the cards. She pulls one card, and it looked like I guess the style of her cards were like not fairy tale, but like castles and princess, like people dressed like that.
Yeah.
And she flipped a card over, and it looked like a prince or whatever he was, a dude, like by a well, and he looked sad, like he was just like leaning on the well and looked sad. And she just looks at it. She goes, "Did you go to prom with a friend?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did." Like, I mean, he wasn't really a friend, but he was an acquaintance. Yeah, I went to prom with a friend. And she was, "Yeah, I'm looking at this. He wished that something more would have come out of that." I'm like, okay. I mean, that was just random. What else did she say? She kept saying, she's like, "I see a red car." I'm like, "I drive a green car. This is when I was driving the Caddy." She's like, "No, it's in your future. It's a red car." The first car I bought myself was red.
I was gonna say your car was red.
It was like, it's all, coincidence and stuff like that. I don't know if you remember my best friend at the time, Chris. She brought her up, and what we were going through at the time was like spot on. She said, she was, "I see a tropical bird." She's like, "Are you going somewhere tropical soon?" And at the end of that summer, or in the middle of that summer, we were going to go to Florida to go on a cruise. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like
Right.
little things like that she got. So it depends. But I feel like with cards, I feel like you have more connections with those than somebody just like reading your palm or like looking at you or answering a question.
Yeah.
So I recommend seeing a tarot card reader.
I'm intrigued now.
Yeah.
I do want to like find somebody else to read me, because I'm all over tarot TikTok. Like, might as well just do a personalized one-on-one thing.
Yeah.
But we can get into this like in our TikTok section, because I went into like a little bit of a rabbit hole.
Oh, I want to hear more of that.
Something.
Right, yeah, let's get into this. So not really too much has been going on. We have some engagement news. Kate Hudson is engaged to her. I thought they were married already. But I guess they're engaged. So this is the guy that she has her daughter with.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, no, they're not married.
Yes, I thought they were married this entire time. I thought they got married like before she had the baby and everything, but apparently I was wrong.
No.
I was wrong. Other news. Our favorite hot mess. Jessica from Love is Blind is engaged to a podiatrist. Is that what they're called? Foot doctors?
Yeah. Yes. Foot doctor, yeah.
He does
doctor.
Specializes in feet and surgeries and whatnot, so a podiatrist. I sent you I sent Anjali the Instagram post, and she said, "Godspeed, Dr. Ben. He's gonna need it."
Good luck.
Yeah, he's gonna need it. I feel she has come a long way, like from the first season and that special, but she still very much is that weird person who let her dog drink her wine. At least,
yeah. But again, like I feel like we don't really know her as a person, but also I feel like we saw some true colors too. She scares me.
Yes, she has crazy eyes.
Yeah.
Yes. And not to be a dick, forgive me, but she reminds me of that little, is it Pixar, that CGI lizard from, I think Johnny Depp did his voice. Ringo?
Rango?
Looks like Rango to me. But you know what?
Yeah.
All the happiness to her and Dr. Ben. On to Britney news. Britney has deleted her Instagram account.
So that's still a thing? Like it wasn't like a temporary like deactivation?
Maybe it's a deactivation, but she did go to Twitter and say, "Hey, I'm just taking a break. Want to enjoy the happy news of my engagements. I'll be back soon." But it's
right.
I don't know. Truthfully, I feel like she was probably getting a lot of awful messages and like, comments about like the prenup. Octavia Spencer even put out an apology because Octavia Spencer was one of the people to comment on her Instagram post saying you need to
Make
get
him sign a
prenup. And so Octavia Spencer, I kind of hate that she feels the need to apologize to everybody else. She said that she personally apologized to Brittany and Sam. Cool. You don't
Right.
need to. You don't owe anybody else an apology. So whatever. But she did apologize for making that comment, and Sam, Brittany's fiance, replied to that comment and said, "We're all good, thank you, blah blah blah." But it's just all weird. And I pointed out, I think it's staged because her hair and nails were done for this, for the
Yeah.
photos that they took.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she could have gotten it done after the fact, but I just find it very coincidental that she got her hair done and her nails done when we love Brittany, but she's not always kept up her appearance. Camera ready, there we go. So I just found that to be very weird.
Did he delete his Instagram too?
I don't believe so. I think his Instagram is still active. Is he not showing up for you?
It's Sam Ashgari, right?
Yes. Hang on, I recently looked him up. Let's see if he...
Oh, just kidding. He's still there.
Yeah, he's still active. I mean, he posted 10 hours ago, but it's all just like regular stuff. He's not posting anything about Brittany.
Yeah, it's like workout stuff.
Yeah. Well, hopefully she's taking a break from social media, which she kind of needs to do and should have done a while ago.
But, yeah, I agree.
Hopefully everything's a-okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just worry about her. I really
Same.
do. So no news in the new couples or breakup alerts.
No.
Nothing there. So let's move on to our favorite segment of TikTok.
Okay, so I'll start with the rabbit hole that I went down. So there's ways for you to look up your birth chart to just get like more info on like your astrological sign and stuff like that.
Do you need to know the time you were born?
Yes, but then if you don't, it's not a huge deal.
Okay.
But I remember my mom telling me that I was born like in the afternoon, so I always just say like noon.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm a Leo, born July 23rd, and everything about me is Leo. Yeah. So like my sun, my moon, my whatever is just Leo. So here I am. Today, something came up about finding your body graph or something, and I was like, what the hell is this? So I went to go look it up. And there's like different categories and stuff. And it's basically your human design chart. And there's like so many subcategories, but I found out that I am a projector. So there's reflectors, projectors, generators, and I think like manifestors. Like those are like the 4 types. And I guess it's like reading your horoscope, because sometimes when you read your horoscope or like about your astrological sign, you're like, oh, that's definitely me.
Yes.
I felt that way reading that about like what the projector is, because it's the type of person that easily gets other people's like ideas or expectations projected onto them, but also people look to them for like inspiration and what have you. So I went down that rabbit hole and learned a little bit about that. And it makes sense to me now that I'm like reading about it, that like, I just find it really interesting.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to like astrology or like anything like that, how people can fit and like personality types can fit into these categories just based on like when you were born. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Like how that happened.
I see it though. I believe that. But I just feel like, okay, so I keep seeing things like, oh, I'm a Sagittarius moon and Aries sun. So it's like, so I'm an Aries, so that means my moon and sun and stars are something else. Like, I don't understand. How do I find that out? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so they could be. For me, unfortunately, I don't have any other signs in my chart. Okay.
How do I find that out?
I think if you just like Google like birth chart,
okay,
there's like free ones you literally just put in your name, date of birth, time of birth, and where you were born.
Does your birth certificate have your time of birth on it? I feel like it would. I gotta look and see. So I remember one time. So there was an app. There was an app like that. I may have told you all about it. I can't remember, but a coworker had told me, and you have to find out what time you're born. So I texted my mom, and then my mom started laughing. She goes, "B just asked me the same thing like recently, so I don't know if Binks was on the same app or a different app." But my mom, what did she say? She was, I can't remember. She's like, it was 11 something. She goes, it was before noon. It was in the hour of 11 a.m. I don't remember when. I'm like, all right, that's fine. It's not a big deal. So when I started signing into the app and filling out my information, it automatically generated 11:34 a.m. So I wonder if that really, and I just like kept it at that. I'm like, oh, that's on, maybe that's right, whatever. So I should look and see if that's correct, because how creepy would that have been? I don't know why I didn't check it at the time, but I should have. I'm gonna look into this
That is creepy.
because I'm interested.
Was it CoStar?
What's it called?
CoStar?
CoStar. No, it was not.
Okay, I don't know.
Can you look up like apps that you used to have? I could have sworn there was a way that you could do that. You could see apps that you.
I think. I don't know if you deleted it. Yeah, when you go to your apps. Oh, it used to be there.
Yeah.
You can see like your old apps.
Right.
I don't know.
I'll look into it, but no, I don't think it was called CoStar. I'm not sure. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna look into this because I have been intrigued. I'm like, I don't know, what kind of sun and moon am I? I want to know these things. I would like.
That's where I'm at.
Okay.
Something else on TikTok. So the Met Gala was last Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Our episode was recorded before, like we were able to see any of like the red carpet looks or anything. Which I have opinions. I have thoughts. But anyway, there is a creator on TikTok that said that they think that Rihanna is pregnant just based on what she was wearing at the Met Gala. She was very covered up, and then A$AP Rocky was there with her, and he also had like a really big blanket or cover up too, and mainly probably just to take the attention off of her. And then there's a couple of photo shoots where her stomach is like kind of covered, like one where she's completely naked, but like her hair like is in like these really thick blonde dreadlocks and it's draped over her stomach. And then another one where I think she's in like a bikini. I don't know if it was like for Vogue or what the shoot was for.
Yes.
But I feel like it was for a magazine.
Yes.
And they were mentioning the way that her stomach looked, like the way her belly button looked, like a pregnant, like round belly. Which if Rihanna's pregnant, like rejoice.
Yes. I don't think I could handle that.
Also, I feel like it's like, I know, baby's gonna be beautiful. I feel like it's like maybe she's just in like a thicker stage of her life right now, you know?
And who cares? She
like
looks great regardless.
Fluctuates with. So I just feel like it's kind of unfair.
Did A$AP Rocky date one of the Kardashians?
I think he was maybe linked to Kendall.
Okay. Because for a minute, because I saw that Rihanna was dating him a while ago, but I never like really like paid attention because they've been like super quiet. They're like not out and about like everybody else is. But I could have sworn he had a connection with the Kardashians, and I'm sure if I look it up, I could probably see it. But I wasn't sure how deep into the Kardashian drama he was. But
I think it was surface level. I don't think he didn't like infiltrate the system there.
That's good. So he's good.
But also, did you see any of the videos of Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber at the Met Gala?
The ones of like the Selena fans like chanting her name or something. Like, really get over it. Selena's over it. You need to get over it.
I know. I felt so bad for them.
Yeah. It just
was not fair.
No, not fair. It's been years. Like, why? I just like some fans could just be so like
ruthless.
Like step out, like, go and socialize and just be like, I don't even know. Like, they're just, we talk about celebrities being out of touch. There are fans that are way out of touch. Like, way out
Yeah.
of touch. Like, no, that wasn't right. I mean, I don't care for
No, I
Justin.
felt
Like, he
so.
just rubs me the wrong way, but, like, who does that?
Yeah, that was rude.
Yeah. So I feel bad for them, but whatever. They're out of
Yeah,
touch, too. Justin, for sure.
they're
That
also
video
out of
that you
touch.
sent me.
That TikTok. Oh my
Okay,
god.
so how did this girl
There's
end
like
up FaceTiming with him? That's my question.
I don't know if it's FaceTime or if he does like Instagram lives with fans.
Oh,
Because
okay.
that wasn't the first video I've seen with him like talking to somebody else, and I think it's like on live. But essentially, I think they're like in a trailer search for something. I don't know if they're like shooting. So it's Justin and Hailey Bieber. They're talking to this fan, and I don't. She's crying. Was she
Mm-hmm.
crying?
Yep.
She's crying because she's so excited. She loves him, and he's like, "Okay, well, you know, have a good night or rest of your night." And she's like, "It's like 3 a.m. here. Like I've waited this whole time just to talk to you." And he's like, "Okay, like get to sleep." She's like, "I don't know if I'm gonna be able to sleep. Like I'm just crying so much or something like that." And he's like, "Okay, like cry yourself to sleep." And it's just like it was just so weird the way he delivered it. Just bye, go cry yourself to sleep about me. Thanks.
Like, who says that?
It was so awkward.
Oh my goodness.
But also, I felt like he didn't know what to say,
Right.
and
But
it
you'd
just
think
came
he'd be
out.
used to that. Like, I'm sure every person who's just, like, meets him is like, oh my god, I'm crying, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's been, like, what, 20 years? He should know what to say by
I
now.
know, but he like lacks a layer of like empathy,
That's true. Yes.
and he just doesn't get it. He just really doesn't get it.
No. Not at all. Oh my goodness. Okay, what do we have next? All right.
Okay, so this next one is sad,
Yes.
and I feel like I only knew about this because of TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
But Gabby Petito, I think that's how you say her name. She's an influencer that started like this van, like cross country van trip with her fiance.
Yes.
And as of late August, her family said they hadn't heard from her.
Yeah,
And they were getting worried.
The last date of contact was the 27th of August. Was the last
Right.
time her mother heard from her, and it was through text, I believe.
Right. So I think she had like FaceTimed her the day before, and then the next day was a text.
Mm-hmm.
But her social media was still active. Her parents just weren't hearing from her. And then it wasn't until I think September 12th
Last
or
week.
11th they filed a missing persons report for her. And
Because the
I
boyfriend
don't know, there's just so many people on.
arrived with the van without her.
Right.
Yes.
And during the span of this trip, they had been pulled over by police in I don't even know what state they were in at that time. I don't know if they were in Utah or for a potential domestic violence situation. They removed both of them from the car. Gabby's crying. And here's where I wish that police officers were more, I guess, well trained in abuse or like domestic violence situations, because the way that she was talking and the way that she was just reacting was out of like, it's a reaction to a form of abuse. She was constantly like apologizing for something that she shouldn't have apologized for, and just putting it on her, saying like I have OCD, like I have this and I have this, and they ended up categorizing it as they let them go. I forgot what they said it was, like a mental something. But had these officers like been like, I don't know, like that, had they just intervened, I feel like a little bit more,
Yeah.
then maybe something could have changed or something could have happened. He had scratches on his neck and I think on his hands.
Yeah.
And he's super calm. Like very like, I don't know, not even like cold, but just like,
Detached.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong. She said like the flies were bothering her and like, you know how women are, like just that kind of thing. And it just really boiled my blood. But
But really, like,
as of
they're in the middle. They were like basically in the middle of nowhere, like near a national park, like just driving. So like, what could the police have done? Like, would it be out of line for them to say, "Hey, we're going to separate the two of you for the night. So you're not arrested. You're just going to be detained. Sleep it off, and then we'll send you on your." I don't know. Like, what could be done in a situation like that? Especially since they're not in their home state or city or anything like that. Like, just can't, like, they can't go their separate ways. They're driving. So
yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if they had asked her a question if she feels safe or she felt unsafe.
I mean, I feel like they have to ask that before they let you go.
Maybe,
I know
but
I've
she like
seen
sat
that
in their car, their police car.
What was that?
She sat in their police car.
Oh, okay.
While they like came outside the van, and like they gave her water and stuff. But yeah, so essentially he goes back to Florida with the van, no Gabby, and then he disappears. So all of this starts gaining traction on TikTok. People are looking for her. They're finding pictures in Facebook groups. They're putting the pieces together.
Yeah.
Even with her Instagram posts. And I think that was like the creepiest, like, I don't know, chilling, premeditated aspect of it, because a lot of her posts either have just like an emoji or like a single word caption, just like really simple.
Yeah.
But the past few posts have been like chunks and like paragraphs. And if you compare them to his posts, it's exactly how he writes. And her two most recent posts tags him in like every other sentence of like the post. And it's just really weird for her to go on like these huge, like paragraph long captions from like not having anything. And I guess there was one where, I don't know if she posted with like a pumpkin or something that was like Halloween like. And the emoji was like a fly, where she like always uses butterflies. I don't know. It just didn't match.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he goes missing too. He goes home.
Yeah.
And then his lawyer said that he didn't know where his whereabouts were. And I think that was the first thing. He lawyered up right away.
Yeah, lawyered up, wouldn't cooperate with the police. His parents just basically like had his back and just like would not communicate with the family or anything. So yeah, he just a few days ago, he is missing. They don't know where he is. He obviously took off. And as of a few hours ago, in the park that they were looking, where she was last seen or last known whereabouts in Wyoming, they found human remains that match her description. And people in Florida, like her family and such, and the police in Florida are basically confirming that it's her, but there has not been a confirmation from the people in Wyoming. So it's crazy.
I know they're waiting on DNA, but I think her dad had said that like that's her, which is so sad.
Yeah.
She's, how old is she?
22, 23.
21, 22.
22, super, super young.
So young. But yeah, I had no idea who she was. And I don't want to take away from the like sadness and the justice of what I hope she gets, because this guy is still missing. We don't know where he is, and I hope that they are able to find him and get some answers for her family so they get that closure. But I had never heard of Gabby Petito's name until like a couple days ago, and I thought maybe this is somebody I should have known because of the way it was blowing up on TikTok.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it made me feel so hurt, I guess, for so many like Black and Indigenous women that go missing all the time, and there's literally no recognition. There's no news coverage. And I'm not reducing her to like just like a white girl, but essentially, how did her story gain so much traction when this is literally happening every day to women of color, trans women of color? Like it it boggles my mind.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sad.
So.
It really is sad. Yeah, but like you said, not to minimize what, what happened to her or or what her family's going through. But yeah, there are like hundreds of women every day that this happens to. And yeah, no coverage on it. But I think also maybe the reason why this may have gotten more attention is because the answer's right there. He's right there. Like, and he just wouldn't say anything or do anything. You know what I mean? Like, he was within reach of the police, but like they couldn't get to him or couldn't question him. And I think that's what's frustrating to most people and why it's gotten so big, because literally their answers are right there and he's just like not giving it. And sadly, we might not get it because we don't know what the hell happened. I mean,
I know we don't know where he is or where his mind's at or what his intentions are.
Yeah.
The last thing that I read is when he was missing. They said that they believed he's armed too. Yeah. So himself or for somebody else, I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
But I just don't know what happened for it to get to that point.
Exactly. And again, we might not know if they don't find this guy alive, sadly.
That's so sad.
Yeah, super sad.
I feel like his parents know.
They have to know something.
They have to.
They have to. And it's like, they could be charged, right?
Yeah, I don't know what's the word. I'm not a crime junkie.
Oh my god, no, yeah, just not an accomplice. Aiding and abetting.
Obstruction
of justice. Yes, that's a word too. That's a thing. So I don't know. Hopefully there are some answers soon.
Yeah, it's all very sad. Very sad. Prayers to the Petito family. She was so young.
Yeah. And his family too, because I can imagine what they're going through too, because it's like, fuck. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Ooh, all right. This next one, I think I know what this means.
Do you?
Maybe. In my so I guess.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah, go ahead. Explain.
My favorite pastime is obviously going on TikTok, but what I love more than the TikTok content is the TikTok comments.
The comments are gold, people. You need to read the comments. Even if there's nothing significant about the video, read the comments because somebody noticed something and people just jump on the bandwagon and just keep adding to it.
So there's so many comments where I'm seeing the chair emoji. And I'm like, chair, sit. Because like cap, there's like the hat. Yeah. I'm like, okay, like I keep up with it. But then there's like a chair. And I'm just like, I'm lost. I missed several chapters. I have no idea what this means.
So this doesn't mean like take a seat, like you need to sit down and like calm yourself, like chill.
Does it?
That's what I thought. That's like the obvious answer to me. But I could totally be wrong because I've been wrong about these things in the past.
That's so funny.
Because remember when the term thought came around? Thought.
Like hoe?
So thought meaning that hoe over there. I was under the impression that thought meant that she was an afterthought, like she doesn't mean anything, which I think is way more respectful than that hoe over there. But no, my brother had to correct me when that term first came out. I'm like, oh yeah, that means, you're an afterthought, like nobody, like whatever, you're not significant enough. And he's like, no, it's that hoe over there. I'm like, what? I think mine is way better.
That's very analytical of you. Yeah. Well, SMH I always thought was like a sound effect.
SMH. Oh, that's like my head.
So that would be funny. That makes sense. Because like, I don't know. I like when people like use emojis in a way that are different.
Okay. But no, that would be, I don't know if that's the actual meaning, but that's what I thought it meant.
Okay.
I mean, that's like, again, that's where my brain goes. But these kids come up with like words like, who came up with that? What's that one word? It looks like ugly, but it's like chewy or chuggy or what is that?
Oh, chuggy, yeah.
Chuggy?
Yes.
Where does that come from?
I don't know.
Who says this? Because chuggy, that sounds like chewy. Or a loogie.
Well, someone said that the word chuggy is chuggy. So I don't know who gave it that name. It just sounds horrible.
Okay. These fucking kids. I don't know. But that's my understanding of what the chair means. Is that you need to take a
I
seat,
like it.
chill.
Easy.
Like
Yeah.
Olaf for a second. I mean, but again, I could totally be wrong with these kids. Okay, on to our binges. So I did not realize that the two things I watched this week were Jessica Chastain stuff, and I've realized I'm obsessed with her. I love her. We share a birthday. I like her a lot. I want her to be my
You guys
friend.
have the same birthday?
We have the same birthday.
That's awesome.
Yes. And I think we mentioned it one time, like when we were like reading off who we share birthdays with, because you share a birthday with Harry Potter.
Daniel
and I think, Dan Radcliffe. So I think you mentioned her. And then I didn't, when I was like Googling her because I wanted to know more about her, I'm like, oh my God, we share a birthday. I love her even more. So I watched, and again, I'm so mad because it's a weekly thing. So now I have to wait for episodes. I watched the first episode, Scenes from a Marriage with Oscar Isaac. So the premiere that they were at where he looked at her like, ooh, and like kissed her arm, it was for their new show, Scenes from a Marriage, which is based off of oh my God,
show.
A play? Like a Swedish play or something, or a book or something. It's based off something like that was like in the 70s. Now they made it into a show. First episode, oh my God, it's good. It's really good. If you're going to watch it, really pay attention because it's literally dropping you into their marriage, like, and it just like takes off. Like no explanations. Like you have to listen to the conversations to what's like, happening and whatnot. It's really good. I don't know, like the previews for like, oh, what to expect this coming season after the first episode. I'm like, what is going on? It's really good. I like it.
That's interesting that they're promoting a show at a
Yes.
film fest.
Yeah. Well, because I don't know. I think it was like, I don't even know how to explain it. From my understanding, again, what it's based off of, it's like a classic or something, or really well known. And yeah, I'm not sure. But Sundays.
What did you watch on the Sun?
Yeah, so this is on HBO Max. Sundays. Second episode, I think, dropped today, but I'm going to wait until I get my build up of episodes to watch it. But it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course it's good. They're both amazing.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, this is great. And then I watched, I always have to double check, Crimson Peak, Guillermo del Toro movie. I've been wanting to watch it. It looks cool and everything. Literally, that book, I don't know if you remember me mentioning the book that I read, Mexican Gothic. That book is, no wonder they said, oh, this is like Guillermo del Toro. Well, yeah, because it's literally Crimson Peak. It's...
like he did it already.
So basically the movie is, I don't know how to explain it without giving it away. I didn't like it. I'm just gonna leave it. I didn't like it. Visually, it was gorgeous. It really was. But the storyline was so fucking stupid. I did not like it.
Okay.
But Jessica Chastain, I loved her character, but then it like got really weird. Tom Taylor's fake boyfriend, Hiddleston. Tom Hiddleston's in it. I forget this. So people who are fans of Sons of Anarchy, Jax Teller, aka Charlie Hunnam, I forget that he's British. He's from the UK and he has an accent. So he's in the movie and they all like Tom Hiddleston and sorry guys, I'm gonna have to charge my laptop because I thought it was fully charged. And he starts talking and he has an accent. I'm like, what? It was weird. But that's his normal voice.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get on board. It was...
I feel the same way about Tom Holland. Like, I forget he's British.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah, little Spider-Man. He's British.
Because you're just so used to hearing them in their American accents. Because I saw him, I'm like, ooh, Jax Teller, talk to me. And then he talks in a accent. I'm like, is that fake? And I'm like, oh no, he really, like, I remembered when I was like watching Sons of Anarchy, reading that he's from the UK, And I thought he was like doing a horrible fake accent, but that's his real accent, and it does not. I don't like it. So I don't like the movie. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Visually, again, beautiful, but I wasn't on board. Could have been better.
Is it like an old movie?
It takes like a period piece. It takes place in like the early 1900s, maybe late 1800s. I can't remember, but
Well, like when did it come out?
2015 or something like that.
Okay, so it's got some years on it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even like
the
the way
storyline.
that
Just could have been better. Like it could have been creepier because it's supposed to be like a gothic romance type thing, and it certainly was not, at least in my opinion. But those were my two watches, and I started season 3 of Sex Education, which came out Friday, and I'm loving it so far. So recommend that for anyone who has not started watching that. And
Yeah,
that's
I
all.
almost started it because it's trending because of the new season, but I just didn't have
I recommend. I love it.
capacity. Okay, so I watched one thing, and it was Lula Rich on
Okay.
Hulu.
I've seen it pop up. What is it?
It's a docu-series about LuLaRoe. So it's a MLM, multi-level marketing company.
I've never heard of that.
You never heard of it? You never knew anyone like slid in your DM saying like, "Hey, girly, do you
Well-
want to work from home?" And
Always, but I never paid attention to what the company was.
I mean, there's a bunch of them,
Okay.
but essentially they sold, or I guess they're still around, leggings, like
so they're
maxi
not
skirts.
Lululemon.
No,
Okay.
LuLaRoe.
Lululemon. Okay.
And it's just fascinating to hear because like there's so many companies like it. So there's like Young Living, there's It Works, like Monet or Monat, I don't know, like the hair care stuff. But the only reason people are successful in those roles because they keep saying they're not a pyramid scheme. So for them to not be a pyramid scheme, they have to be classified as a multi-level marketing. Is that what I said?
Yes.
Meaning that the people involved have to still make money from selling the goods versus recruiting people. And like that wasn't happening LuLaRoe. So they were making more money recruiting people under them, where they would get these fat bonus checks for like $40,000 a month. So it's just interesting to see how many people they had under them and like people that were making a shit ton of money. Also, the family is just kind of kooky. Like they're kind of interesting people. They're Mormons. But just even like their origin story, like talking about growing up, I was like, oh,
I mean, you know the Mormons
life.
with their soaking and everything. Like, I'm sorry, I can't.
oh my God.
I can't.
But there was like former like LuLaRoe retailers, so people that sold it, and then people that were still working for them in the docuseries. So, I mean, it's just like an easy watch.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
So yeah, that kind of reminds me of remember that show I was watching with Kirsten Dunst, Becoming a God in Central Florida or something like that. It's about like a business like that. Like they recruit people, but they get more money. So if you like that docuseries or stuff like that, you might like that show. Interesting. Those things always freak me out. It's like a cult.
I feel like there's another one. You watched a show with Anna Paquin and she worked in like PR or something,
yes,
right?
Yes, that was PR. Yeah.
Okay. Different
that
show.
One is Flack.
Okay.
And then the one with Kirsten Dunst is, I think it's weird because the first word on Becoming a God in Central Florida or something like that. Whatever. It's good. I liked it. I mean, for the most part. If there was a second season, I truthfully don't think I'd watch it. I don't think there will be. But that reminds me of that. Yeah, like I said, those companies freak me out. They really do.
Right?
And I remember, oh my God, was it coming back from Selena's wedding? I think coming back from Selena's wedding or going to Selena's wedding, these people obviously worked with one of those pyramid scheme things. They're all wearing the hats and the sweater. They were on a retreat and they were all wearing like the t-shirt sweaters and hats and everything. And it just makes me so uncomfortable. I don't like it. I can't.
I know. I don't, no,
Yeah. It's, yeah.
not for me.
But yeah, like with that show with Kirsten Dunst, you see how involved some of these people, like, and obsessed some of these people become and what they would do. Oh, man. I don't know.
Yeah, people were losing their houses because they were taking out like second mortgages just to buy inventory
Yep.
that what end up not selling, and then they would lose their house
Yep.
or they have to claim bankruptcy
Yep.
because.
But believing that it's
shit
going to
broke.
work out one day. No. No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad I don't
But
have those DMs
it was
anymore.
interesting to see that if you get in early enough, then you are like that person that can make a ton of money. But if you get in too late, then there's no way for you to climb up because it's like too saturated already.
Yeah.
There's like everybody's selling it. So I'm just like, that's
Oh, man. And also,
Yeah.
like,
But I think at their highest, they had 90,000 retailers, so people selling. And when the documentary ended, I think they were at like 15, maybe less, like 6,000. I don't remember of people selling. But yeah.
That reminds me of, remember purse parties and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Purse parties, the makeup, the sex toy
I
parties.
love a good purse party. Yeah.
Those were like, I
Well,
feel
purse
like
party
those
you can get.
Oh, yeah. I got some good knockoffs at purse parties. Several, actually. They all
I
broke.
had a little Louis Vuitton that had like the multicolor LV all
Yeah.
over it. I have no idea what happened to it. I don't know where it went.
I think I still had the knockoff Michael Kors wallet. I think I had a matching purse, but I think I got rid of it or it broke because I remember a few of my purses broke. I'm like, okay, but they lasted a while. And I think I had my aunt bought me like knockoff like Chanel earrings, a matching necklace and bracelet. The earrings are missing the freaking rhinestones now, so I can't wear those anymore. But they lasted a very long time. She gave that to me like 10 years ago. So some stuff was pretty legit, but no. After a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like those are like the smaller operations of companies like that for sure.
Yeah. Or just go to New York, you'll find anybody on the street selling purses.
That's true, but isn't it illegal to buy or is it illegal to sell? Both.
I think both.
So yeah, you can't get caught. I'd be too afraid to get caught.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. That stuff scares me. I feel like there's like a tracking device in them or something.
Side note, there is just like one heel under my little table here, and I've just been wearing it the whole episode. It's just the one. I don't know where the other one is.
Just wear one shoe the entire time.
I've just been playing with it on my foot.
I have nothing to play with. I think Dennis is outside finishing up my Halloween decor. So the last thing we need to do is put lights up. Because while you were talking, he walked in here. I don't know if you saw me. I'm like, out of here. He was getting one of my Halloween lights to put outside.
Okay.
I'm excited. Can't wait to see what he's doing.
Is it still super hot by you?
It's in the 90s now. It's dropped down to the 90s, which is like amazing because since end of May or mid-May, it's been in the hundreds, y'all. It's been in the hundreds. Like this is the first week that it's in the 90s. Look at this. The highest is going to be Wednesday, 97. This is fall for us.
Yeah.
This is fall. So I'm happy.
Well, I feel like it was damn near 90 degrees today. I was literally dripping sweat. I wore a dress to this freaking art fair, and you could see my pit stains everywhere. I was like, I just need to get out of here. Like, this was just bad. It's 81 right now. But it's been so hot. It's crazy to think that it's almost October and like we have like 90-degree weather in September.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's 82 right now. That's crazy. It's like same temperature by you. You're 2 hours ahead.
However, it is 64% humidity.
Oh my god, I don't have to do that.
Not the same.
The last day in Chicago, we were leaving, like going to our Uber to go to the airport, and it was muggy. I'm like, I am so glad the weather was perfect. while
What day
we
was
were
that?
out there.
Tuesday? 'Cause
Yeah,
I
we
feel
left
like
on Tuesday. It was like, it was about to storm. Like our flight almost got canceled because the rain was coming.
Oh.
Yeah, like we were in the plane and the sky was like black. I was like, oh no, please, I don't want to be stuck on this plane. But they let us take off, thank God. But when leaving the hotel, it was humid, and I don't miss that at all. Don't miss that at all. And knock on wood, I'm so glad it's been almost like 2 weeks. Dennis and I got out of there not getting sick. I really thought we would have gotten sick somehow, way, shape, or form, because this is the most people we've ever seen in almost 2 freaking years. Just like everyone, like being around so many people, we did not get sick.
Yeah,
I am so shocked. So everyone, take your vitamins.
Like staying in like hotels too, I feel like their air conditioning is always like super cold, and I don't know.
So with me, I get a lot of sinus problems with traveling because the air on the plane and hotel rooms. And normally when I leave a trip, I get a sinus infection or something. The last time I traveled was in October. I thought it was a sinus infection. It was an ear infection. 32 years old and I have a fucking ear infection. Like, who does that? And then this time, I didn't get anything. And this is the first time I have not had some type of reaction from traveling. So
it's interesting.
I'll be wearing a mask for always on planes while traveling.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that probably helps.
Yes, I think it helps. And then I turned the vent air thing off and whatnot. I can't. So I think that's helped. So, but also take your zinc and vitamin C and this other thing that Dennis makes me take, which I can't remember what it is. I don't know. It's blue.
Elderberry?
No. It's some other, like, it's blue pills. They remind me of Blue's Clues because they're like two-tone blue. But they're like B3 or D3 or something. There's something weird. I don't know. But it's for immune health.
B complex.
Yes, that sounds about right. But the brand that he bought, they're like blue. So, yeah. Stay healthy, everyone.
Yeah, literally.
Stay healthy. Stay healthy. But yeah, so unless you have anything else to add, the Emmys are right now, as we speak. We've only seen a few of the winners. I am happy to say Ted Lasso is like sweeping it. So again, if no one has watched Ted Lasso, you need to. I'll share my Apple or Dennis's Apple TV login with anyone if they need it because it's such a good show. So I guess we'll recap on that next week or in our stories or whatnot. But yeah, find us on Instagram. You can find us on TikTok. That one video is coming soon. Don't worry. We're having some technical difficulties. If anyone knows how I can get the login, please let me know.
Jesus Christ. I still
have to figure it out. Only Joe's able to log in.
It's just me.
Yeah, and then Joe's phone can't hold the capacity of all the video. I sent Joe a lot of videos from that night, and her phone can't handle it. So it's coming soon. It's coming soon. Don't you worry.
Yeah, TBD.
TBD. So until next time, we'll talk later. Bye.
Bye.